What's going on, guys? My name is Omega and welcome back to another video. So today I actually wanted to show you guys all of the brand new season 10 changes as well as what they looked like before. Hopefully this will help those of you guys who are more visual learners to actually be able to see what these changes are rather than just hearing them from patch notes. So we're going to start off today with some of the legend changes. First off, we got Fuse. Now Fuse got a really nice buff to his tactical where his knuckle cluster now lasts literally twice as long. It makes a huge difference, and while this might not have been the buff that people were expecting with Fuse, I think it is definitely going to help him. There's no doubt that it's going to make him a lot better. Also, his Grenadier passive can now be toggled on or off. Whether you want to take advantage of his passive or just throw grenades normally, that choice is now up to you. And then obviously with Fuse's ultimate, enemies are now revealed to you when they are inside it. However, I couldn't get a clip of this in the firing range. It probably only works in actual battle royale or arena games, so when I do get a clip of that in the future, I will be sure to show you guys that. Now, as you guys know, with Horizon in season 9, whenever she used her gravity lift, she would travel very slowly, and it would also take forever to actually get to the top of her gravity lift. Well, now in season 10, it's definitely a happy medium in between what it was when Horizon first released and what it was when she got nerfed super hard. So I definitely think this is going to be a good position for Horizon. Now with Revenant, there is now a visual and audio cue when Death Totem protection is about to end, which can also be seen and heard by other players. And there's also a brief slow that now happens when you get recalled back to your totem. It's not really noticeable at all. It's like a second or maybe even less that you're slowed. I don't think this is going to hurt Revenant too much. He's already had some amazing changes in season 9, but I guess this just brings him down just a little bit. Now, Caustic got a really nice change. As you guys know, in season 9, you could basically sit inside Caustic's gas while just using syringes, and you would be completely okay. You probably wouldn't take that much damage. Now in season 10, it's going to be a lot harder to do that. If an enemy sits inside one of his gas for the entire time, it's basically going to kill you, because now the gas damage starts at 5, and it's going to increase by 1 damage every other tick indefinitely. So that includes if you throw down multiple gas barrels. This is definitely a really nice change for Caustic. I know a lot of Caustic mains were commenting that they were happy with this change. Now next up, I'm going to quickly show you guys the boosted loader Hopup. I know I showed you a clip with the Wingman. I'm going to show you one with both the Hemlock and the Wingman in this video. So with this new Hopup, when you reload these guns near empty, but not when you're at like with 0 ammo, it actually increases your reload speed and overloads the next magazine with extra rounds. So this is super helpful, man. I personally think it's going to be a little bit better on the Wingman, but if you have a Hemlock, it's definitely not a bad thing to pick up. And as you guys know, we also had a change with the magazine attachment. So in season 9, you could actually reload your weapon faster if you had a higher rarity of magazine. Well, in season 10, your reload speed now reflects the actual weapon stock that you have. So if you have a purple weapon stock, it's going to give you the extra reload speed that a purple extended mag would have given you in season 9. And obviously, as you guys know, marksman weapons now take sniper stocks. They no longer just take the regular assault rifle stocks that we had in season 9. I couldn't really notice a huge change because it does say in the patch notes that sniper stocks on marksman weapons will offer increased stability and sway reduction with slightly reduced handling bonuses. I only tried this with the G7 Scout because I figured that would be the most noticeable, but maybe I just didn't really spend enough time actually comparing it, but I didn't really notice too much of a difference, but that change is still there. The LStar, in my opinion, is going to be an insane weapon in season 10. As you guys can see with this clip from the LStar in season 9, there's a lot of little problems that I feel like this gun had, especially with the visual effects. Well, in season 10, the LStar now can take extended energy magazines, and you can also equip barrel stabilizers on it to actually make the gun a lot more easier to control. Also, the visual effects of the weapon itself has basically been reduced in half, so especially if you're using this gun without any sights, it's so much easier to actually aim down sights and see where you're shooting. Other than that, the hip fire spread was also increased on the LStar. It is definitely a little bit noticeable, but again, I think with these other changes, this is a huge buff to the LStar, and I think it's going to be a top tier weapon in season 10. And then obviously with the pistols now have a reduced handling time by roughly about 10%. Here's the before and after of basically what this change actually looks like. To be honest, I didn't really notice too much of a difference, like a tiny difference when you're actually zooming in and out. I didn't notice it too much when you're actually taking out the weapon or putting it away, but again, that's another kind of change to substitute for the fact that the quick draw holster Hopup has been removed in season 10. Now, as you guys know, in season 10, the Prowler has also returned as ground loot. In season 9, the time between bursts that it would take before you could fire another round of burst was about 0.2 seconds, and that was increased in season 10 to about 0.24. This is a very minimal change. I really did not notice anything at all. I think some of the other weapons like the EVA 8 are definitely much more noticeable, which we'll talk about in a sec, but the Prowler is still an amazing SMG, even without the full auto capability. I mean, it's a pretty easy gun to control in my opinion, so I still think the Prowler is definitely going to be one of your best bets if you don't feel like using the R99. The Spitfire had a pretty decent buff. The damage was increased from 18 to 19, and it also has a decreased hipfire spread, going back to what the values were during Season 8, and also the purple magazine size for the Spitfire was increased from 50 to 55. So again, if you do happen to find a Spitfire, it is going to be absolutely insane. I don't think there's going to be many of these around the map just because of how good this weapon is actually going to be, but again, man, it's the Spitfire. No matter what you do to it, whether you nerf it or you buff it, it's still always going to be a good weapon, so be on the lookout for that. But we also have the Alternator, unfortunately now in the care package, and I just want to show you guys this kind of before and after clip of how long it actually takes to kill a dummy with the Alternator. Now in Season 10, the Alternator comes equipped with disruptor rounds, meaning that it does an increased amount of damage against shielded targets. That amount of extra damage is about 40%, so in the late game, if you're going against people who have like red Evo armor, you are going to absolutely shred them. Now, in my opinion, the Alternator is kind of a close range to medium range weapon. If you're good enough with it, you can definitely hit some shots longer range, but I still think this is going to be a top tier weapon, especially towards the end of the game. Whenever I find an Alternator, man, I'm 100% going to pick it up because even before in Season 9, I absolutely loved that weapon. Now, the 3030 also got a slight buff to its reload speed when it has a sniper stock equipped. In the description, it says we're buffing the 3030's bonus to reload speed from stocks to help alleviate one of the sharper pain points when running this heavy rifle. Now, we also have a change to the EVA 8. As you guys know, in Season 9, the EVA 8 was probably one of the best shotguns in the game just because of how fast it could actually shoot. Now in Season 10, you can notice when you have the purple bolt equipped, it definitely fires a lot slower. I talked about before how with the Prowler, it wasn't really too noticeable with these changes. The EVA 8, it is definitely noticeable, and as you go downward in rarity, you know, if you just have a common bolt equipped, you're gonna notice a huge difference. Now, I don't think this gun is necessarily bad now. It's still gonna be a good pickup, but it's definitely more on par with some of the other shotguns, which I think was obviously the goal of this specific change. And then, as you guys know, we have the new Rampage LMG. When I first started using this, I didn't have like anything equipped on it, and this gun literally has like no recoil. It is so far probably one of the easiest guns in the game to control just because of how slow it actually fires. But even when you kind of like boost the weapon with a thermite grenade, it's still so much easier to control. It doesn't have that much of a faster shooting speed, and it doesn't really last that long either, so you're really gonna have to like pick and choose when you want to actually upgrade the weapon. But if you're playing Fuse, man, you can carry some extra thermite grenades in your inventory. I think the Rampage is also going to be really good with Rampart, obviously, because she's an LMG specialist. But overall, man, I'm super excited to actually use this gun in Battle Royale. I think it's going to be top tier just because of how easy it is to control. Not sure how great it's going to be at like close range encounters, considering that many other guns have a much faster rate of fire. We're just going to have to wait and see, but I'm going to predict this gun is going to be really good at like medium to long range. But yeah, I hope this video helped kind of give you guys a visual idea of, you know, what all of these changes look like. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like down below, and I will see you guys all on the next video. Have a great day. Peace out.